Hello, hello, and welcome to another match of the Settlers 4 World Championship 2025. In the knockout stage today we're watching Laulo as the blue Roman against phottor as the white Roman. It's their first game. I'm gonna cast, I'm not quite sure if they're gonna do all their casts today, but they're at least gonna do their first two matches today. I'm sure about that. And yeah, I'll be casting both of them. Now here in the morning I'm still a little tired, as I didn't get much sleep the last couple days, but I hope we'll be fine, and seeing some interesting builds that keep me awake, making me interested and casting some interesting stuff. So let's have a look at the starting position. There's 3 stone fields towards the front into like relatively small mountain area right behind the stone fields, while on the other side, towards the back, you have more mountain that you usually would want to expand towards. Forest is very nice, for Romans especially. The forest towards the bottom, and also you have the large starting forest very nicely. Very nice. Yeah. Stonefield, the first few blocks aren't the craziest, we have like one large one. Overall I think still pretty fine. I've seen much worse. You essentially don't have any stone in your land. Yeah, desert is honestly pretty bad spot for the Romans here, as they can't build on it, they can't get rid of it either. They just... yeah, they have to build around it, and I'd imagine them wanting to build their... like, you technically want to build your heavy industry in front of the mountain, but if you build it in front of the mountain here in the corner, which would be like the usual, most optimal space, you have the issue that you probably want to build your stone down here, you have your stone is walking all the way there, and you also have the issue that you... like the mines of the mountains down here will take ages. So if you don't have the desert here, you could technically try building a heavy industry more in this area. Or maybe build your farms in that area, and no matter what, it's kind of in a bad spot. But could have played it with Mayans and then it would have been fine, I guess. Let's have a look at their starts. Is the medium house only now finishing up? I feel like that's a little late, but that might be... yeah, for Laulo it's already done. It looks like he has more settlers as well, so I'm very certain that the one for phottor didn't yet finish. We're seeing lots of forests and lumberjacks already, as you'd expect. First sawmill, 3 stone cutters. He did use some saboteurs to get the pickaxes closer. Somehow dropped one very closely, which I'm a little surprised by. Oh, I'm in the same team as the other casters. No! I'm gonna hear their pings. Yep, this is a pickaxe. We get some random pings in between. Okay, well, what do we have here? First sawmill already finished up. Other than that, I think a very similar start. Second sawmill finishing up. Only 2 stone cutters. I'm not a Roman expert to really be able to talk about the difference of 2 or 3 stone cutter starts with a good forest. I'd imagine with a good forest like this, you want 3 stone cutters, as you can build your wood eco quite fast. You don't have to build many towers. But that might not be quite right. Now we're seeing actually the stone pile up on the 3rd stone cutter here. To be fair, I think there's also just less building standing. Probably a little bit the reason of like the settlers missing, as he wasn't able to transport all the materials immediately. I think we're gonna see a small house, which is very rare, but interesting to see. Not many people play small house, but if you don't crush it, it isn't actually less efficient than the medium/large houses. Just if you crush it, you don't get as many resources back as it has an odd number for... Yeah, it costs 3, odd number for the materials used. The mountain right now has a dog shit coal mine at the beginning. What do you see here? In here it doesn't look as bad, but still probably not good. You'd like to take that coal mine. Probably that iron mine to be sure, but this iron mine I think... Ah no, it probably is slightly overwritten, or at least it could be overwritten. That I wouldn't trust this iron mine. I think you could technically also build that, but this looks very weird. I think they're overwritten differently, which might be true. I don't know. Mine theory isn't exactly my field. Haven't done a huge deep dive into it, just a small one to know the basics. So I know, for example, that this iron mine is probably ass, and that this iron mine is probably ass as well. But I also don't know if they could also just be normal, because only the coal mine or the stone mine is ass. Because the stone mine here, of course, also looks incredibly bad. On this side, on the other hand, iron mine looks totally fine, and the stone mine looks bad for another reason. With another little ping here, we're seeing the first couple of C's run across the map. Phottor's wanting to either distract his enemy or disturb him or whatever. Definitely want to do some naughty things. Not playing... how's it called? Playing standard. Yeah, settlers are definitely now there. Only 2 sawmills so far for this amount of wood eco. I would expect a third one already. I am not quite sure what he did here, this area with his forest is. That looks incredibly off, like... I assume this is gonna be... Then you have like... this, I guess? And then... Like it just doesn't work. I guess if this one is just working into here, it's kind of fine, but this still isn't enough space to plant enough trees for these to work efficiently. Yeah. Slight bit of a misplacement, probably just wanting to place as many as possible right in the beginning. And the forest was still full of starting trees. And there weren't many spots to choose where to build. This side... Why am I seeing something so similar? We have like a 2-on-1 setup here, a 2-on-1 setup here, a 2-on-1 setup here as you'd expect, and then a random lumberjack that doesn't have a forester working for them. This one is trying to cut away some of the trees, which makes sense. It's the same for phottor, at least I think. But I'd still also expect the other ones to actually all have foresters. Iron Smelter has now come up for both players. I think. Oh, actually, phottor already has Iron Smelter and the Toolsmith thing. And the Toolsmith is producing the first tool at like pretty much exactly the 9-minute mark. By Laolo, although I felt like his start was a little cleaner, he got his stuff up a little quicker, is slightly behind. I'm very uncertain what all of these pings mean. Phottor is now towering towards the mountain to get his mines up and ready. Third sawmill I think was standing quicker than Laulo's. At least looking at the logs, I feel like there are less logs on the sawmills than there are for Laulo. Yeah, third sawmill only just now kind of finished up. Logs aren't that many, to be fair. Interesting. Toolsmith still didn't finish, that hurts. I think they just dropped the last like stone or plank, I'm not quite sure, but they just dropped the last material to finish the toolsmith. And they did now. Probably, like, if he isn't, let's see if he's gonna do some stop-start on it. If not, I feel like it's gonna only be working at the 11-minute mark. 2-minute delay. Kinda sad. Doesn't have to be an issue though. It's not like... I think it's around like 5 tools. This is more than 2 per minute. Toolsmith finished up now. There's a worker in it. The coal is brought all the way from the starting tower. Yeah, that will be only starting to work at the 11-minute mark. A little bit after. We're seeing more stone cutters being added and more wood eco as well. Now it starts. 11 minutes 9. Slightly worse timing. You will see most of this also being... Yeah, more wood eco, more stone eco. He is pioneering... Oh, wow. These towers didn't reach the coal mine. That is very sad. He is right now placing the bad coal mine. Because he's a pioneer up here who's working to get the next coal mine, but is still taking a bit. See how Laulo's... Oh. No, he actually took the coal mine I was thinking about. And he took the iron mine that is like not guaranteed to be good. I think it looked better on his side if I recall correctly, but he's not guaranteed to be good. This iron mine definitely would be normal iron mines, and there's no doubt about it. Wait, no, this iron mine wasn't it. Oh my goodness. The mines look so differently on these mountains. There's so much like dead space around these, so it's probably like still a normal iron mine, but if you look at this, you're like, oh, only 2? That can't be a good mine. Probably still is. But yeah, I definitely would have picked that in Laulo's case. I don't think he can quite place it yet. You need to get like rid of these to like here, and then he can place it nicely in the middle. Although I think like this doesn't really give me the feeling of a normal coal mine. Phottor is already getting some farms ready to be built, while not yet having finished his wood economy. At least that's what I'm assuming. I think that is a 5th sawmill for sure. We see 6th down here or something. But I'd guess he's going up to 6 before actually going into the grain farms. Was just getting them done while the diggers are in this area still. Now building more wood economy. Laulo being a little bit behind on the toolsmith, also similarly behind on the actual expansion of his building economy, having currently like 3 sawmills. Phottor already has 4. I do think that there are more woodcutters around. This doesn't look that many, especially if these aren't working that nicely. 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 15. Yeah, 15 and 12 is a noticeable difference in lumberjacks. So far, phottor's sawmills are working. As long as they are not starting to idle much, it should be fine nonetheless. I don't think with these 5 sawmills now up that will stay that way, because 5 sawmills on 12 lumberjacks definitely is too much, and they are definitely gonna get rid of those stored up blocks very quickly. Come on. You can't tell me you were getting this coal mine to then also get that coal. I mean, no, I guess you can't tell me that, because you are just generally wanting to use your pioneers to get the mines on the back of the mountain here. I would have loved them to get this one. This looks actually juicy. I don't think this is a normal coal mine. I think it's a little too thick for that. Expanding more on the right side. Paolo is already getting most of his food eco ready to be built. He's like, he already did lots of digging on the riverside. Also, I think placed already a mill and a animal ranch. This is the 5th, yeah, that's a 5th sawmill. We have a vineyard down here already. Gonna be a 6th sawmill. So far, doesn't look too bad. 7th sawmill, I think. Well, this is, I guess, gonna be the 6th because there's already materials on it, and this is the 7th. Settlers look fine. I think settlers were looking fine on both sides. Yeah, the mines are done. Where are these idling? I think this dude is idling right now. But I think it's fine because I don't think the toolsmith was idling. On the other side I was way too late, but we did just see here some stop-start on the toolsmith because most of the coal was brought to the toolsmith and phottor wanted to redistribute it onto the iron smelter so that it starts working a little quicker than waiting till there's 8 coal on the toolsmith before you get the next iron bars out again. And he's already building his first 3 grain farms. Oh, only on 5 sawmills, if I'm not mistaken. And I am not mistaken, he has only 5 sawmills. I feel like this is gonna be a very small build by phottor. I'm gonna expect it to be very clean. With very little mistakes, because it's just that small that you don't have to be playing that crazy well. A little bit of a hunter is pink down here. We already see the hunter on phottor's side. Oh wait, he already shot something. Just picking it up. But yeah, first 2 grain farms are standing. He didn't do any scythe micro, so the settler just picked up a scythe at the starting tower to walk towards the grain farm with it. And the second one is following. Very nice farm timing compared to Launo at least, who is, I guess, also building the first farms. But they're definitely gonna be slightly delayed. Overall... Oh wait, no, we do see a 6 sawmill. I would have been very surprised. I also would have liked to see it. Like a 5 sawmill. I don't know, maybe like only 5 grain farms or something. Yet you have a heavy industry running and get like 300 plus soldiers at peacetime and just go in and win. I would have really liked to see something like that. To be fair, reconsidering, this map's like rush distance is actually incredibly long. Oh gosh, no, I just realized this is gonna be a long one. I don't think any of them are gonna attack at peacetime. I don't think it's smart to attack on peacetime. I think Romans are perfect at defending. They have their medics. They have good bowmen. They just chill back, and then at some point they're like, okay, now actually combat power is pretty good. They just chill in front of their land, but they can still just chill. I hope some of them wants to do something, because I'm not wanna sit here for 2 hours watching a Roman against Roman play, because I'm just not a Roman enjoyer. I don't mind them. Definitely not the kind of Civ I like to cast all the time. Has very standard build-ups and usually doesn't have that many surprising things to be done with. You can still be creative with them, but it's very rare to be seen. So I think this is actually only 4 grain farms though. These are looking more like bakeries with the mill, with the animal ranch, large house. I am right now still missing a butcher. What other things we at least have? So at least the food eco is small. The wood eco is also a little small. I would have liked, I guess, to see like 1 or 2 more lumberjacks, just so that all of his sawmills are always running. Yeah, is missing out on a few planks. Now the first vine... Oh, actually, the first 3 vineyards have been starting their work in Laulo's settlement. Interesting. And he is also only playing 4 farms, but he's playing 4 farms into mana. Well, here I am not seeing any mana placed anywhere. Instead, we are seeing a 5th and 6th grain farm all the way in the bottom. I mean, I guess he didn't want to use more of the space in front of the mountains. But this is awful for the diggers. Like, they had to dig up here, do their job, be working, and then walk all the way down here. Unless they were already coming from some wood eco down here or some stone cutters. But I don't think so. This is too many diggers. Wasn't using that many just a couple minutes ago in this area. So yeah, those had to walk quite a bit of a distance. Always love random pings that I can't interpret. They're talking about fish somehow. Oh wait, he's talking about that this fish is gonna be full soon and there are no gold mines yet. But he said there are no gold mines yet. It's gonna be a gold mine. And now... Yeah, if he starts at gold mine, this fisher definitely won't run full. I think this is another gold mine being placed already, so gold mines are coming up. I think I've seen the same on the side here as well, yes. Aldo's also getting some gold mines up and ready. And is he gonna build? Yeah, he's already building one of the small temples at the top. Right next to the desert, with a little bit of a desert view. Let's have a look. I think It looks like this vineyard has stopped working, so it's settling for 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11. Probably you'd want something a little bit more, but it's decent, it's fine. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 15. That one looks very decent to actually really good. This one I don't think, like this one still has quite lots of space to work with. This one, yeah, even gets another one out. Now the question is that last one worth it? Are we gonna see any wine being ready already beforehand? She walks all the way back there. No wine yet. Could go for another walk. But now he doesn't. And now he gets the first one ready. Oh, that looks like a beautiful vineyard. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11. I don't think there's a fourth one yet, right? Yeah. No fourth one. Gonna have to check back on the third one in just a bit. I know we're seeing Laulo's already going across the mountain, similar to phottor. So phottor could already place his tower. Didn't yet. The other side, the tower is already placed, and Laulo should be a little quicker across the mountain. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13. Also very decent. Another small temple. Oh, this is a bakery. Interesting. I thought it was like one small temple and another, but it was a bakery. We're gonna see 3 small temples in total, with a 4th vineyard there that I only now see. Oh yeah, those are some thieves. Actually, I can understand what this ping means. We're seeing phottor thieves over here in the settlement. Only 2 out of the 3. I wonder if they managed to delay anything. 2 of them must have died. This one's already done. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Okay, very decent. 2, 4, 10. Also 12. Maybe 13, 14. Decent to very good. Wine yet. So now on the other side is what is phottor doing? He built his 5th and 6th. Yeah, 5th and 6th grain farm here at the bottom now. He finished those. I'm not seeing a 7th one, so he's not gonna go for the normal 7 grain farms. A little bit surprised by that. Instead, we are already seeing a little bit of heavy industry being placed, but not yet being built. One of the buildings has some wood already, and we're seeing some stone come over as well, but it's not actually being built as well. It wasn't built before. Tower over the mountain still missing. I'm still a little sad about that. Could place another gold mine as well. That's a huge and nice stone mine. I think we're gonna see it being used by any of these, because the stone field is there enough. Give enough stone, but it's kind of out of the way. So maybe for the smaller, yeah, less distance for the stone to travel. I don't think I just giving the mountain another glimpse. The amount of gold in it is rather small so far. I mean, there's a little bit more mountain back here, and you have the mountain towards the front. But this mountain in itself is not gonna be sufficient in terms of gold. Other ores are probably fine. A double iron mine, normal iron mine. You can build that. Double iron mine. Yeah, iron is definitely fine. I was seeing a little bit more gold here on the back. So not as bad as I thought. If they get like another gold mine, I think it's totally fine for at least the amount of mountain spaces we have, considering they also made some snow. Yeah, first gold smelter. Now finished up for phottor. 30-minute mark, nice and early. Not like before the 30-minute mark. First gold bar probably being done, produced at the 30-minute mark. Or maybe a little bit of beforehand. Probably a little bit beforehand, but pretty much exactly the 30-minute mark. Laolo, on the other hand, with a thief running away with something in their hand. I have zero clue what it is. I know it's something. Yeah, heavy industry now also being built for Laolo, but I think right now settlers aren't there. Yeah, I think settlers aren't there. Like anyway. 2 settlers standing there, which it seems. So those might confuse him. This finished, like this, yeah. Finished up now, this is producing right now. There are not that many settlers. For the fact that he already has a goldsmith already. And wants to store away the gold bars that are being produced. And I took the gamble. Like, oh, I now produce my like after you have your vineyards, your small temples, you need more settlers, but it just basically didn't account for that. Went into the heavy industry anyways. Well, on the other side, phottor has plenty of settlers, and already, I guess it's not a running weaponsmith, but it's gonna be running in like a minute or a minute and a half or something. It kind of depends from where the worker is coming. The worker is about to be there. The coal is laying around the corner. Iron bar probably will take a little longer because the toolsmith isn't yet fully stacked, so there are no iron bars stacking on the iron smelters. Still shouldn't take too long till the first iron bar is being delivered. Within the next minute we should see first weapon being produced on phottor's side. Very nice timing. Using that little bit of early food he produced by placing his 4 farms pretty much instantaneously and not adding, not going instantly up to 7, and instead is now building the 7th with 2 more bakeries, a mill and an animal ranch, as you'd expect for a 7-farm Roman. Generally something that is very easier to execute, because if you go into 7 farms immediately and then go into a large heavy industry count, you technically can reach the same numbers. You definitely can't reach the same numbers before the first person is like the person that is only doing 4 heavy industry than the other 3. You definitely won't have as much heavy industry while the first person is like after they're 4 building a bit of heavy industry, like in that time you're still building grain farms. But after all the stuff is finished, we're at peacetime, then it should be very very close. But if you build multiple grain farms, like many grain farms, if you're building 7 grain farms, you won't have that much. You won't have like you don't have much room for errors, as you're producing lots of food like right away. If all 7 grain farms are producing lots of food, you have to build lots of mines, you have to store it away, you have to build heavy industry. If you don't have settlers ready, you can very easily get into a settlers shortage, and if you get into a settlers shortage, it's much worse with a large economy, 7 grain farms immediately without any working heavy industry yet, than it is with a working heavy industry. Because right now, if you had a settlers shortage after the 4 farms, you wouldn't miss out on that much production, because it's only 4 farms that are idling instead of like 7. And, well, I mean, they might not be idling if the shortage isn't that large, but generally that's the kind of concept of you increase in small increments. So if you do an error, only small increments experience that error. If you increase in big increments, if you do an error, the big increments are feeling the error, so an error is much more punishing. while on paper it shouldn't be much worse to play in small increments, if not just straight up better, like as good as normal. Sorry that I don't have my normal stream redemption sounds up and running during the cast, but don't want this to be disturbed in any way for when for when it goes onto YouTube. Thank you for joining anyway, so. Laulo did fix the settlers shortage by now and does actually have some heavy industry standing. First weapons are also being produced. We already have 3 weapons here, none of them being stored away yet. And I want to check here the weapon count. Yeah, we have a few more weapons. Ah, we have lots of grain. Gosh dang. Quite a lot of grain. But I actually did now build his tower behind the mountain. And is adding another one? What? Oh, here's the border. There, he's wanting to get another gold mine. Owning most of the gold mines. While towering towards the second mountain in the back. Not going for the front mountain whatsoever, I think, but that's what both players are doing. I guess Laulo is kind of going for the front mountain. He's at least placing a tower there, but he doesn't have any geologists on it, so he can't build any mines. Okay, seas for... the seas for phottor have all died. Now this ping is actually interesting, because for some reason phottor is wanting to place a large temple without any mana eco. I think he's building lots of stone cutters on the front of these two stone fields, because he did kind of like his initial stone cutters here at the first stone field are all dead. They don't have anything to work with anymore. And yeah, he lost lots of stone cutters and is probably either in a stone shortage or is gonna get into one. So he's building that. It's not getting the double stone mine. I'd always love to see that, even if you're Romans. It's just so incredibly juicy, nice, working. So I want to check out. Yeah, we actually had 7 sawmills now for Laulo. I feel like phottor would be the kind of person that doesn't go up to 7, but he might. So those are the 6 we know. And I am not seeing a 7th. I would expect to play by him. And the first few soldiers are being produced on phottor's side. But, to be fair, Laulo already produced the first 60 mana. I find it interesting that if I look, like, whenever I check the resources used, Laulo was always slightly behind phottor. Very slightly. But right now, I feel like in terms of what I feel like he managed to build more effectively. Like he built the right buildings at the right time, and everything he made is working. Maybe he's still only on 4 farms, actually. Yeah, he still is on. And never mind. I didn't say anything. It makes total sense. He's now only going up to 7 farms. Okay, so no, we're gonna see a weapon lead by phottor. It just isn't gonna be the craziest weapon lead, as Laulo has a little bit of heavy industry running, but not that much. Where's some pigs in these areas? I wonder what they were trying to talk about. I definitely have to next time I like the next game when I cast this second match of this. Definitely have to get into my own team so I don't get distracted by all of those pings all the time. They do tend to be annoying over time. A large temple spot to be finished digging. Gold bars are being delivered, but that's normal. Wondering if he actually wants to build it and get some stone and wood over there as well. This is an 8... Why would you build 8 farms? This is 7. This isn't a large house, this looks like a farm. The resources are correct for a farm as well. Does he have that much heavy industry standing? No, he only has 4 weapons. Very confused by this 8 farm. Farm, 3rd animal ranch, 9 farm, another bakery, another. I don't know, it gives me small temple vibes, but I don't see any manor, like any vineyards. Maybe this is a butcher. Although this also gives me small temple vibes. Like one of the two has to be. Oh wait, that vineyard's down here. So then it makes much more sense actually. This feels so large. Did he already run out of food that hard? I mean, I guess kind of. I mean, it is only the 40-minute mark. So he didn't produce that much food yet. No? I am a little bit surprised. Also starting to feel that I didn't have enough sleep the last couple days. Yeah, no, only in the morning. Yeah, not that early, but still. Third animal ranch. Made 3 scythes. This one? This one? I'm only seeing 2 green farms being placed, but 3 scythes being made. I mean, I think he went up to 7 bakeries, 3 mills, so he does need another grain farm to keep that running, for sure. But I'm just not seeing it. He definitely has to go into quite a bit of heavy industry afterwards. Wondering if this priest is gonna get us a little bit of a gift from the gods. The priest did now start walking and it didn't make a gift, so I'm not just expecting him to do it anytime soon either. With seeing that Laolo also already doesn't have any food on his mines anymore and instead has fish on the iron mines, so he doesn't have any meat anymore. Very similar to phottor. I think phottor had more meat laying around just a bit ago. But the iron smelters did they're barely running with the iron ore they're getting. But it probably is less than ideal, especially considering that he didn't put fish on it, I'm pretty sure. I know those. I've already spotted them. Mostly wondering where that 10th farm is gonna come up. Unless 9 farms on 3 animal ranches and 7 bakeries just works out. I guess he had some grain stored up, maybe that's the reason why he did it. But also like his it came so early. Like his 3rd animal ranch was done before the 8th and 9th grain farm. It looks like phottor is actually expanding his heavy industry again, with that weaponsmith down there coming up. Probably some more heavy industry being placed over there. While he seems to have finished his building efforts, close like in the stone field area down here. Rebuilding some houses. Oh, and this building. I think these, like the up two, look like houses, and these look more like, I don't know, gold smelters probably. Oh, that's a nice coal mine. I already have the large temple ready and multiple priests being produced. Or have been produced. For Laulo, so he won't run out of priests at peacetime, which is something that can be very bad. Or I guess not run out of priests at peacetime, but run out of priests in general. Like you lose one priest, you don't have a priest anymore. That can be very catastrophic, especially with the mana count that Laulo's gonna have at peacetime. One more vineyard and another small temple. I guess he just kind of felt like building these. He did go up to the 7 farms we saw earlier. Small temple over there. Did he have like a settlers shortage so the wine was storing up? Doesn't really seem that way to me. He has 4 vineyards and 3 small temple right now. It's now going up to 5 vineyards with 5 small temple. A little surprising to me. I usually want to have like a bit less small temple than vineyards if you're going into higher counts than like 1-to-1 or 2-to-2. I'm pretty sure like 3 vineyards and 2 small temples still doesn't run nicely, but 4 vineyards we saw like they Laulo had only 3 small temple. Now the fact that he goes up to 5 small temple with 5 vineyards does feel very wrong, but maybe I'm just missing another vineyard placed somewhere in the settlement. Ooh. Can I have a look? I think this is a 6th vineyard. Or maybe you've seen 8th one over there, 7th one over there as well. Yeah, especially with the amount of resources being carried there. Lalo doesn't manage to actually use all of his 7 saws he built. You see lots of planks piling up on the sawmills. And he did now produce pretty much all of his soldiers. I think same as phottor, at least I don't think he stopped recruiting. Yeah, he didn't stop recruiting. So like a 30-40 soldier advantage for phottor, but also a 80-70 mana advantage for the other player, or for Lalo. Lalo made a few swordsmen. Not as many. I think he also just had the standard 50-50 production at the very beginning. And if you have the 50-50 production, you're gonna have a few swords. You don't immediately put those on 100% bows. phottor is now making intentionally a few swordsmen. I just saw them come out of the barracks. A few more coming. Not a normal play necessarily, but he apparently is gonna... I assume he has a plan with it, to say the very least. And he's also adding a few more barracks after he added a few more weaponsmiths. Where are the iron smelters? I think that's now gonna be an iron smelter or gold smelter maybe. Instead of a house. I always saw the gold smelters above the mountain come up. Oh, the iron smelter over there, iron smelter over there, gold smelter. It really is just trying to find any space here to build any buildings at this point. The 6 sawmills are running nicely, so you probably added like those 1 or 2 woodcutters I was talking about over here. Also another hunter. He crushed... Oh, there. Kept this hunter. Not sure if I like that. There aren't any animals in this area anymore, and he's getting closer and closer to his border with buildings. So they're not really gonna be more animals spawning back in. Another lovely ping. Maybe wanting to point out the iron ore situation that has been bad for ages. Or at least very on the edge. Oh wait, this is a sieve. I mean, there are sieves of phottor on the map. But they just went... Oh wait, no, they're right now from Lauro. Wait, I'm Lauro settlement. Interesting. I mean, phottor had some sieves earlier. They died. Now Lalo has a few. I think these are houses. Kind of an odd placement to put houses. Because when they're finished, their produced settlers will just run through the forest here and essentially get rid of it. Can I wait? 7 weapons. Oh, let's see. Died. This one up here is still surviving. Who's further on the mountain right now? I think it's Lalo, right? Actually, very even by now. Lalo hasn't built this tower yet. If he has that tower, he'll be a little bit ahead, getting 3 gold mines immediately. On the other side we see phottor pioneering them, but that will still take a bit. I feel like also that this tower was placed like years ago. Yeah, it does at least. Both players right now have gold bars installed. Yeah. I mean, having gold bars stored up isn't a bad thing. You will be able to build beautifications much more easily if you have stored them. We've stored some gold bars up. Yep. And it is still... never mind. We're seeing a 10 farm now being added. Very interesting. He really gradually increased of his economy. And definitely is gonna get above 200 soldiers at peacetime. Probably, I mean, right now I'm not 100% certain that his iron smelters will all be running, so that the weaponsmiths are running. But actually I think the iron mine, like the food for the iron mines, that situation, that issue that looks like it has been solved by now. So I assume his weaponsmiths will be running. I mean, there's a double iron mine there. This iron mine starts working then for sure. Right now I can show you that. Oh wait, they might have just done the pause. Very unlikely. So probably a little bit of misproduction here and there, just due to missing some iron ore. Yeah, Lol on the other hand didn't miss out on his mana production. Like he's gonna get to like 200 mana at peacetime. Probably a little less. Ah, I mean, I guess he's... It's only 3 minutes. That's gonna be rough to reach that. Why isn't he building this gold mine? Like, sure, it might not be the best gold mine, but you already have a gold ore shortage on your gold smelters. You have no gold bar shortage. But gold ore never hurts, especially if you have the fish. Yeah, but iron mines also aren't looking nice. Something both players here apparently struggle with in this game. Iron mines apparently don't... Yeah. Food for the iron mines apparently doesn't seem to be their friend. Okay, some combat music. Well, this is an ONC. Some thieves that just died somewhere in this area, I assume. With two large towers. Ooh, I really like those watchtowers that were just pinged here. As watchtowers, yeah, in the back, make sure you're seeing your enemy come at your tower nice and early. You can see it like in this kind of range now, instead of just this. Like they can get like really close towards your barracks towards your towers before you see them. But with the watchtowers, you get quite a lot more vision. Also gaining some vision by just having C's scattered around. Very nice play, very nice play. Army is standing kind of in front, while Laulo is more chilling out at his own barracks. Oh, we're seeing some beautifications by Laulo already? I wouldn't think he's trying to attack at peace time, but he's building a few beautifications. Let me have a check. Oh wait, no, actually I can look at that. So, peace time is about to be over. Both of them don't really have anything in the storage still, so... Wait, I didn't actually change the names in the statistic. Okay, so we have 199 for Laulo. And we have 143 for phottor. With 200 mana for Laulo and 60 or 66 mana, I guess to be exact, for phottor. I like Laulo's position a little bit more. If you use those 140 mana you have more, if you use that properly, you can definitely get a good advantage out of that. None of these players are moving, so I will now actually change the names in here. Oops, now I'm scrolling. Lovely. White. Okay, now it's changed. Sorry for that. Okay, Laulo has a little bit of a snipe unit here at the bottom. I don't think it's gonna achieve anything. It could, no, it could achieve something. It could, at the very least, make kill some pioneers. I feel like that'd be the best outcome. Kill some pioneers. Because these watchtower are gonna see it too early, I think. Move the soldiers below? Interesting. Few more swordsmen up here. Laulo in general has his settlement much more towards the center. Phottor also going for the stone here in the front, so also building towards the center quite a lot. And interestingly enough, I just now looked at the resources used again, and Laulo actually went into the lead by now. It's not much, but it's there. It's a little bit. I think he's still on. Oh, I double music. No, he's also now at 8 weaponsmiths. I assume that phottor is gonna be on more by now. Yes, those starting 4, there's 5 down here, 9 weaponsmiths. Iron mines are still barely running. But running is running. All you need. Yeah, the sawmills are looking very full. So it might not even be that he is managing to use all 7 of his sawmills. For I don't think Laulo isn't using all 7, but phottor isn't using all 6 anymore either. Yeah, combat power is now a little bit in favor of Laulo, like Laulo now has 119 combat power. Phottor just places his beautification set. Actually, not just placed, some of them are already done actually. Still Beautification set not yet done, not yet 119 combat power. And the soldier advantage for phottor, I think, is decreasing a bit. Oh. Guess I know why now. How's the gold situation looking? Oh, Lalo still has plenty of gold. I mean, I think he was conquering most of the mountain a little quicker, and I guess he just greeded onto gold a little bit more. I mean, it's also not that much. It is a bit though. Definitely a lead. I say that, but I think like the amount of gold bars he actually has more right now is around the gold bars you need to produce the same amount of tier 3 soldiers as phottor does. That doesn't quite work out. Some more swords down here. A good chunk of over there, lots of swords there. These swords are just chilling at this lovely flower park. Like, look at that. You'd love to get lots of honey on here. Sadly, we don't have any Vikings, and even if, nobody would go all the way down there. I don't like it that Lauro has one singular watchtower. One down here would be quite beneficial. Put one there. He's putting one there. But yeah, that one single one, very easy to avoid. Yeah. Very nice safe towers in the back as well. Barracks tower. That is mediocrely nice to defend. You have a few buildings you could technically make that be. Oh my goodness, you can build a nice line. Okay, I never said anything. You can defend it amazingly. If you have your soldiers like here, you crush these two houses and these two houses. You can have your soldiers here, have one continuous line. They're standing in everything. Very nice line, or at least potential for a very nice line. Okay, here is a path pinged for the swordsman to maybe get in. I think that path is actually a distance too long for that to actually have any effect. Bowman killing a few soldiers of Launo, but it seems like only tier 1 bowman. One swordsman from down there coming. Well, these swords are trying to get to the other swordsman. Offensive swordsman, defensive bowman? Question mark? Interesting that he has that many swordsmen. Laulo is now also standing outside of his land with his bowman and placing lots of houses and beautifications behind his forest. That forest is gonna be dead soon. I mean, he has not enough logs anyways for quite a while. Planks is still overflowing a bit. So in total that should be fine. Okay, just a little bit of a dip. Just going back. No movement map. But yeah, as I was expecting a little bit, gonna get into the long play. But actually now ahead again, resources used. And as always, adding farms. Without farms, no food. Without food, no soldiers. Yes, first of all, no ores, and after no ores, you have No weapons and gold bars, and that means no soldiers. This building also a second beautification set, wanting to get up to the 132. But power? Understandably so. Bolts continue to idle. I don't think... No, up there we see grain farm. This one just finished. I think this one is new as well, and these are new as well, actually. Yeah, okay, makes sense. That was also now actually using his grain farm count. The more heavy industry standing, I mean, it's 9 weaponsmiths, but I think on this side we had 8, right? Yeah, I think going up to 10. Phottor is now producing tier 2 soldiers. Here they are. I was looking for them. I guess he just kind of only now started producing them. But yeah, with lots of weapons in the storage, it does make sense. And also, tier 2 swordsmen are very nice against the mana. The mana gap is increasing. I think until you had like 1000 mana. Maybe a little earlier, probably more like 800, 700, somewhere like there. You can use the mana quite efficiently anyways. So it doesn't really lose value till then. At least not any noteworthy amount. Does get worse. But it does take a while till it actually gets worse, at least for the Romans. Yeah, this is the wrong kind of game for me in the morning. Slow and direct on a Roman mirror match. Absolute worst. They did have a little bit of differences in the build orders, so I'm at least happy about that. God bless, this can still take quite a while. Because I also don't think attacking would be smart. The distance between the players is way too large. Big barracks are in front of this mountain for both players. Take like 5 minutes to across this, probably longer. In those 5 minutes, enemy has produced enough soldiers that any lead you would have ever had is not existing anymore. I would have loved a map like that for when I played Trojan against Yannick's or Evergrey's Mangans. We see a few saboteurs already, so that actually makes me excited. God bless. That means, okay, this means that Lauda is just moving forward. I'm loving that we have 2 other castles right now just pinging all over the place, so I don't have to be that aware anymore with my tiredness. I was saying it gets annoying, but it's also amazing if you're tired and aren't looking for yourself anymore that much. But yeah, with the saboteurs coming in at 15-minute mark, you can get the saboteurs like actually properly. Yeah, getting rid of some economy here. You can get onto some grain farms. Get onto some food. And literally just rip his entire stone production. Oh, okay, I guess he's building some stone cutters back there. Yeah, stone would be mostly. And Laulo is moving towards the side with all of his army. Most of his army. Also plenty of weapons in storage. Yeah, but for phottor, they're also being stored up again. Oh, did phottor see this? Is phottor moving actively towards his army with his informant right now? Both of them have 132 combat power. Oh, a thief just died there, or a soldier, we don't know. I think it's a thief. Okay, back to the comparison. I don't need those pings. 132 combat power for both. Phottor with 50 soldiers more in the field, but 32 of them are just tier 2 soldiers. Also, lots of swords in general. And yeah, a huge mana advantage. And Laulo goes back. No, I wanted to see a fight. I mean, Laulo also has a disadvantage of having plenty of swords scattered around in these like corners. Okay, these are actual soldiers. Also, another disadvantage was that he still has plenty of soldiers back here. Doesn't have his rally point towards the front. And phottor is moving slightly forward. Oh. Now, I gotta say that Laulo tends to have quite a good late game. He tends to just never stop building or build. I'm expecting him to play like a pretty good round still. And might even be able to just win against phottor that way. Saboteurs are now working. 15-minute mark is over. No response from Laulo yet. Looks like things are working out nicely as well with food on the... we have food on the mines. Nobody needs food on iron mines if you have almost 2 storages full of iron ore. Ores on the bill on the heavy industry. Actually, coal is a little lackluster here. A little confusing to me. Okay, Laulo is now gonna act. Not really yet. Standing back. More saboteurs and more sportsmen. Saboteurs are idling. I guess Laulo... Did Laulo build a double stone one? Yeah, Laulo built stone mines. Laura. It's building stone cutters at his back stone field, so he doesn't need the stone production there. and chill much more. Till the saboteurs get onto the grain farm. Ooh, and is Laulo pushing for 144? Any beautification still building, or is this just like what he's at right now? Don't think I'm seeing any building. That's just what he's at right now. He built like, yeah, he built one more for sure. I think probably phottor only played place 2 yet, built 2. And Laulo built 3 already. Are we wanting to talking about the fact that he could use his saboteurs very well there. Lots of swordsmen. I feel like against Laulo's mana, those swordsmen will just be incredibly useless. Maybe he can get a good fight with the rest of his units though. Bowmans he has. But there's definitely a bowman advantage here on this, on the side of Laulo, for the simple fact that Laulo has a shorter distance towards his barracks and soldiers are there. And back down here a bit. Gather these, or these should get back. Oh, and here the swordsmen are coming in. I like how these are coming in. Not very together, some are going to the left. We've been more on one stack. Oh, that's still coming from there. Bowman line. A little thin there, a little thin there. Now we're seeing here shields? Why not a single convert yet? I mean, he has a thick line, but a convert still wouldn't hurt. Oh, what is this mana usage? Why are you shielding and converting at the exact same spot and have tier 2 swordsmen come in there? Okay, so the top front is completely lost. What are these swordsmen doing? These swordsmen are running in. I assume they won't achieve anything, but we'll have a look later again. So bottom was one for phottor, top was one for Laulo. Both of them are backing on the sides they lost. This I think still looks better for phottor for the simple fact that he had some swordsmen following the backing soldiers. And he's backing at the top away from some shields. Sadly, few soldiers had some bad pathing there. Saboteurs are getting out. 140. Yeah, and Laulo is using more of his mana. He still didn't use all of his mana. He was able to convert quite a lot down here. Shield the units now. I am actually really not liking the usage of these shields so far. I don't think they've been that efficient yet. I mean, these shields are carrying hard right now. Now the bottom flank is lost for Laulo, and instead the... Oh. Is that the play there? Maybe. The top doesn't really look amazing for him either. I was thinking the middle looked good. Backing off there as well. Ooh, lots of tier 2 swordsmen coming in. Oh, those could turn the tide. What are these swordsmen doing here? Ooh, they're at the barracks. Does he have mana? I don't think he's mana. I think phottor just didn't see it. Too many tech notifications. He's gonna lose his barracks towers. Any priest... Did he still not see it? I think he still didn't see it. No soldiers are moving there. He's just gonna lose his barracks. He's like... Now he's gonna be flooded with messages in the chat. And he's like, what just happened? Yeah, he just now noticed GG. That was a quick and sudden end to this game. Chilling for 23 minutes, or I guess more like 20 minutes because they fought for a little bit as well. Then fighting very engaged on this bottom in the open field on Laulo's side. Laulo's just sending in like 30-40 swordsmen and just winning the game. Simple as that. Even though technically phottor could have held back some mana to save himself, but yeah, didn't notice it at all. Although he even had watchtowers to give him some chat notifications, increase the vision. Very unfortunate. And statistics-wise, I mean, phottor did manage to have less gold ore, but more gold bars in terms of quality on the field. But yeah, the mana disadvantage is actually ginormous. And it's also what we saw in the fight really made a huge difference. Laulo winning him the fight. Not easily, like he took quite a while to get his mana out, but he did win eventually with it. And that's all you need. Now the question is, we're gonna do an interview right now, or we're gonna do an... They're doing an interview right now already, so I'm gonna join them and translate.
Ich habe mir fast gedacht, dass irgendwo ein Sneak Attack kommt. Deswegen habe ich gefühlt überall auf der Karte Diebe verteilt, aber auch dann trotzdem nicht auf die Chatmeldungen geguckt wahrscheinlich oder nicht auf die Karte oder gar nicht geguckt.
Naja, ich wusste, wo der geht und ich konnte mich genau am Wasser vorbeischwenken, glaube ich. Ich glaube, wenn du da hingeguckt hättest, hättest du es gesehen. Aber von der Minimap aus hättest du keine Chance gehabt, das zu sehen.
Okay.
Wie meinst du? Wo hast du dich rumgeschlichen?
Ich bin direkt am Wasser entlang gelaufen. Und
Yeah.
Schwert, die standen
So
da
apparently
schon,
Fabi of
losgegangen
phottor
sind. Also
did
die
actually
standen da
expect
schon,
some
quasi direkt nach PT
some sneak
losgelaufen in
attack.
die Ecke.
Da ganz rechts, oder wie?
But like he had thieves all around, he
Umfeld.
had the watchtowers, but he
Ja, nicht
just
schlecht.
then
Nicht
never
schlecht. Aber auch
looked at
besiedelt
chat.
ist scheinbar.
So literally exactly what I said. Like he was prepared for it, was expecting
So
it,
zwischendrin gedacht irgendwie.
Ja,
and just
ich hätte
didn't
gerne
look
noch
at it
2
then.
Minuten länger Zeit gehabt, dann wären es auch noch die 144 gewesen.
Oh, stark.
Aber
Ja, stark. Nicht schlecht, nicht schlecht, nicht schlecht.
Ja, wir haben hier ein ziemlich ebenbürtiges Game gesehen. Also Laulo, wie ihr schon gesagt habt, hat hier früh auf Mana viel gebaut und phottor war hier immer ein bisschen voraus mit den Soldaten. Aber an sich, schon mal danke fürs Spiel, war sehr schön anzusehen. Und wir haben die ganze Zeit in 3 Ecken gucken müssen, weil überall irgendwie Schwerter vorgeblazed waren und man musste auch beim Hauptkampf immer wieder gucken, weil immer wieder rein und rausgezogen wurde. Und ja, ich würde mal sagen, wir fangen mal hier im Interview bei phottor an. Was hattest du für einen Gameplan? Bist du zufrieden mit deiner Runde? Was ist nicht so gut gelaufen? Erzähl mal ein bisschen.
Ja, es fängt schon mal an und ich habe scheinbar das Metzel-Preset geladen. Ich weiß nicht, wie was da schiefgegangen ist.
Oh
Aber ich
wow.
bin gestartet irgendwie mit
phottor
zu wenig.
sadly
Metzel.
was
Oder
loading in
also
with
irgendein
his
Preset, was
Metzel
ihn was nicht gestimmt
preset,
hat.
so he was
Hatte zu wenig
playing
Bilder, zu
with
wenig was
lots
auch
of
immer.
builders,
Dadurch
no
bin ich
diggers,
an mein Wohnhaus gelaufen. Ich dachte zwar zwischendrin, ich hätte es dann rechtzeitig raufgestellt und dann
and
wäre es doch, aber mein Wohnhaus ist überhaupt nicht fertig geworden, wurde dann auch nicht fertig
that's
beliefert, weil ich
also
zu
why
wenig
his
Siedler hatte.
first
Der Start war schon
medium
irgendwie
house
untergruselig.
took ages to be
Und dann
finished,
vom
and that's why his
Planierflow
start
her
was
war's
so
noch eher nur so
low
mittelmäßig.
in
Also
comparison.
also mit dem PT-Score waren dann, glaube ich, irgendwie 230, 240 und eine kleine Handvoll Mana, also irgendwie, weiß nicht, 60, 70 Mana oder so. War ich zwar dann ganz zufrieden, aber lief jetzt nicht so bombastisch gut.
He wasn't
Und
quite
ja,
that happy with his
danach war
round in
irgendwie
general.
einfach, da kam dann nicht mehr viel bei rum. Also ich habe dann gemerkt, so mit meinem 1.10-Score, 1.15 war ich dann irgendwie auch gar nicht mehr zufrieden. Und dann war doch nicht genug Golderz da, hätte ich mal doch irgendwie angefangen, die Goldminen doppelt zu bebauen oder was auch immer. Und dann, naja, dann war... Wie gesagt,
Ja,
ich hatte einen Lieber aufgestellt, hatte eigentlich geguckt, dass ich nicht irgendwie groß umlaufen werde. Ich hätte jetzt mit so einem Jagdtigerzug also eigentlich gerechnet, dass halt, keine Ahnung, weiß ich nicht, 150 Schwerter irgendwie rechts rumziehen und dann da irgendwie auf meine Türme gehen. Deswegen, ich hatte schon an jeder Landesgrenze irgendwie Aussichtstürme und überall 30, 40 Diebe verteilt. Eigentlich, dass quasi meine gesamte Map-Hälfte irgendwie gesehen war. Scheinbar deine Schwerter, die komplette Map, die habe ich irgendwie nicht gefunden. Das war ein bisschen wild. Aber ja.
es war ganz lustig, weil, wie du gesagt hast, du hattest überall eigentlich Vision. Du hast es perfekt gemacht sogar mit deinen Dieben, überall schön welche platziert. Allerdings hat Laulo das auch clever gemacht, hat immer vorbeigealtet und es waren so 2, 3 Situationen, wo deine Diebe sogar seine Schwerter gesehen haben, aber die halt straight vorbeigelaufen sind.
Ja,
Und
wild.
vor allem ein Dieb hattest du genau neben seinen Soldaten. Wahrscheinlich hat die Vision nicht ganz gereicht.
Mhm.
Also du war so ganz knapp daneben, aber er hat nochmal 10 Schwerter circa nachgezogen und die sind komplett durch deinen Dieb durchgelaufen. Und
crazy.
ich habe auch
Okay,
gesagt,
some
hat er sie jetzt
observations
gesehen,
of the other
aber
casters that are
anscheinend
very
nicht.
interesting
Und
actually
so
was
konnte
that
dann Laulo beim
they
Hauptkampf hat er sich dann schön durchgesneakt.
the
Ja, war
swordsmen
stark
of
gemacht.
Laulo were actually standing pretty much right next
Ja,
to
Trotz, hast du
Steve.
irgendwas noch zu
And
Fottors
one of
Aufbau
the,
zu sagen oder
like,
irgendwas, was
when
dir noch
the
aufgefallen ist während dem Kampf?
multiple, like there was the
Nee, also ich hätte auch
second
nur das erwähnt, dass
10-ish
Phottor da wirklich die
swordsmen that
Möglichkeit
came in
hatte,
later, and they
die
were
Schwerter
running
komplett
right through that
wegzustacken und
sieve
denen
and
jede
could
Fluchtmöglichkeit zu
been
rauben.
visible.
Und der Dieb, der hätte
Something
so
that I
ein paar
didn't notice
Zentimeter
that
nach
they
rechts
noticed because
zurückgestellt
they
werden
were
müssen.
apparently looking
Dann
more
hättest du
actively at the
Vision auch
swordsmen
gehabt.
was that they were
Das wäre dann
ulting
halt ein sehr guter Trade für dich
through
gewesen.
all
Dann
of the
hättest du
swords.
vielleicht deine Main-Armee
All of the
wieder
thieves, I mean.
aufstacken können und
They
dann
weren't
da
actually attacking,
einen
so
gewissen,
hard to
mit
see.
einem
You have
guten
to watch the minimap to see them.
Kill-Death-Ratio in den Kampf gehen können. Denn es war durchgehend even. Also ich glaube, Laulo war bei den Goldminen dir irgendwann so 2 Minen voraus, weil er ein bisschen schneller auch hinten am Berg war. Aber es hat sich nicht viel gegeben. Das Mana hat dann natürlich für Laulo gearbeitet, aber ihr wart immer eigentlich auf einem Level, sodass es auch entscheidend war, wie dann der Kampf läuft. Und ja, für meinen Geschmack hast du da recht früh dann doch gesagt, die Schwerter gehen jetzt einfach rauf und ich glaube, da hättest du die nochmal im Kampf zurückziehen können.
Ja, das kann sein. Das kann auf
Ja.
jeden Fall sein.
Aber ansonsten schönes Game von beiden. Mehr hätte ich da jetzt auch erstmal nicht. Die
Ja,
erste Mine würde mich noch interessieren, wie ihr die fandet.
Yeah,
Die hat
Welche
dann
Mine?
tatsächlich ganz
they were
okay
just saying that
funktioniert.
the
Ich habe sie
swordsman
dann trotzdem
of
erstmal zwischenzeitlich
Phottor could have
abgeschaltet. Das
came
war
in a
aber
little
okay.
later in that like
Aber habe
main
ich danach
fight.
auch wieder angeworfen. Also die war in Ordnung, würde ich sagen.
I definitely agree with that.
Okay, die erste Mine, Laulo.
Achso, ja, die lief tatsächlich besser, als ich gedacht habe. Also die hat natürlich ordentlich Fleisch gezogen, aber ich bin von Schlimmerem ausgegangen, wenn ich ehrlich bin.
War der Fleisch? Reden wir von Eisenmine oder Kohlemine?
Ich meine die Kohlemine.
Achso, Kohlemine. Ja, die Eisenmine war auch RIP. Die Kohlemine war ziemlich bescheiden. Ich hatte dann überlegt, ob ich dann
And they were talking about
direkt
the
die
first
zweite
coal
noch auf
mine.
Trio gebe, die habe ich mir dann ausgebuddelt.
First coal mine wasn't that amazing.
Aber die lief
as
dann noch irgendwie so
expected.
gut durch, dass sich das dann erstmal nicht gelohnt hat.
Eine Sache noch zu Phottor, was ich noch gern bei dir gesehen hätte, du hast es schon gut gemacht mit Saboteuren, hättest aber gerne noch mit deinen, ich sag mal 3, 4, 5 Saboteuren, die zum Start drin waren, noch weiterarbeiten können, weil Laulo hatte erstmal keine Soldaten da in der Nähe und dann wären noch Bäcker, Fischer, Steinmetze mehr weggerissen worden,
Ja, das stimmt.
was irgendwie Laulo dann dazu gezwungen hätte, nach oben zu ziehen und in seinem eigenen Land da zu kämpfen.
Ja.
Oder halt auch noch gerade mit dem Sabo-Nachschub, den du dann nachgeschickt hast, vielleicht noch ein bisschen weiter oben rein, da war auch nichts gestanden, da hättest du viele Farmen und Ziris reißen können von Laulo und hättest ihn damit halt so ein bisschen triggern können, dass er irgendwie andere Moves machen muss.
Ja.
Das noch dazu, aber es ist natürlich viel Micro dann. Wir können da immer schön reden als Spectator.
Ja, ich
und
habe
dann hat er die Sachen gleichzeitig zu machen.
Ich war die ganze Zeit ein bisschen nervös, weil ich halt irgendwie gar nicht wusste, wo er jetzt mit wie viel Armee quasi hinzieht. Und das.
Du hast so viele Diebe und hast das nicht gewusst.
Ja, also ich habe halt gefühlt meine ganze Map-Hälfte abgedeckt gehabt. Bis auf die blöden Snipe-Schwerter natürlich. Aber wo deine Hauptarmee stand, wusste ich halt auch nicht.
And they were talking a bit about the saboteurs not
weil du halt irgendwie doch
like stopping the work.
zurückgelehnt irgendwie standest. Und das
And
hab ich mich dumm angestellt.
Ja,
yeah.
ich
Reason
wollte ja
why
die 144
Phottor's
hoch
saboteurs
und
were
hab
stopping
halt,
the
ja,
work initially was
weitreichend
that he was like nervous of
gechillt
swordsmen,
erstmal,
of
und
army in
wusste ungefähr, wo
general, I
deine Armee
guess,
die ganze Zeit steht.
because he never really knew where
Ja, hatte
Laulo's
dann halt
units were.
gehofft, dass du da unten auch kommst, weil du die Bogis so weit nach rechts gezogen hast, damit ich den Fight dann auch außerhalb des Landes krieg. Und ja, hättest du mit den Svertis oben ein bisschen mehr Action gemacht und genervt und dann auch die Sabos noch ein bisschen intensiver genutzt, ja, dann
Ja.
hättest du mich wahrscheinlich schon ein bisschen nach oben gezwungen noch, sodass ich wenigstens halb-halb hätte kämpfen müssen. Aber dafür waren deine Bogis dann wahrscheinlich letztendlich auch erstmal out of position und du wolltest dann wahrscheinlich auch mir nicht die Chance geben, mich irgendwie noch besser aufzustellen. Ja, schwierig.
Ja, Laulo, dann machen wir direkt mit dir weiter.
Yeah, Laulo
Wie
was
sieht's bei dir
quite
aus?
happy about
Warst du im Grunde zufrieden mit deinem Aufbau? Hast du irgendeinen groben Schnitzer gemacht, den du jetzt nicht auf dem Schirm
about being
hatten?
able to get
Und
the
hattest
fight
du
out of his
vielleicht
land.
noch irgendeine Idee, die du dann doch nicht umsetzen konntest? Oder erzähl mal.
Einen Moment. Ja, also ich bin mit der Runde erstmal so gar nicht zufrieden. Ich habe die Planierer ziemlich verkackt, weshalb dann meine Schwerindustrie nicht so fertig geworden ist, wie ich das gerne gehabt hätte. Bin, glaube ich, bis Minute 45 oder so auf 3 Waffenschmieden umgegurkt. Das war ziemlich RIP. Da hätte definitiv mehr drin sein können. Und auch die Nahrungserweiterung ist dadurch ein bisschen RIP gegangen und mir ist Getreide vollgelaufen zwischenzeitlich mal. Ja, mit dem Mana war ich einigermaßen zufrieden vom Count her. Das hätte mir wahrscheinlich auch bei einem PT-Push so ein bisschen den Arsch gerettet. Aber ja, da war definitiv mehr drin und
Laulo wasn't happy about his digging
Kernpunkte
or diggers
zufrieden war.
usage in the early game, or I guess mid game.
200 und 200 Mana bei dir oder 220.
So,
Da hätte ich keinen Stich setzen können, aber überhaupt nicht.
yeah.
Ja, ich war tatsächlich verwundert, dass du dann doch so wenig Mana hattest. Ich habe ja ein bisschen bei dir im Land gescoutet auch und das sah zumindest auf den ersten Blick so aus, als hättest du auch ähnlich viel Mana wie ich.
Ja, ich habe alles zu einem komischen Timing gebaut irgendwie. Ich habe mich mit Platz irgendwie komplett komisch arrangiert und dann erst nur 4 Farmen gebaut und dann ein bisschen Schwerindustrie und dann mehr Farmen und dann ein bisschen Mana und dann aber alles so kreuz und quer und dann kommt halt von allem nicht so wirklich viel bei rum. Das war, ja, schwierig.
Ja, Laulo zu dir, also wie gesagt, hat uns ja auch sehr gut gefallen, deinen Aufbau. Du hast es auch gut hinbekommen mit den Schwertertrupps, hast die immer schön gut durchgesneakt mit dem Durchalten. Auch der kleine Vierertrupp war wichtig, denke ich, falls du die großen Türme, falls phottor die noch abgerissen hätte, hättest du die dann schön zum Safe-Turm nach hinten schicken können. Weiß ich gar nicht, ob du da Vision hattest, dass er einen Safe-Turm hat.
Hatte Vision, auch, also zwischenzeitlich mal auf 1 oder 2 Türme, die er unbedingt hatte. Die hatte der aber irgendwie wieder gerissen. Deshalb stand die Schwertliste auch grundsätzlich, falls ich da auch nochmal rein muss. Ja, wenn ihr jetzt rechts gescheitert wäre, dann hätte ich natürlich auch noch mal ein bisschen links gescoutet und hätte die 4 auch noch reingeschickt.
Yeah, Laulo prepared
ja,
the swordsman on the left that we saw as well to get into the back towers if possible, like if needed, I guess.
Notwendig, ja.
If phottor was crushing his large towers, he could have used
da kann man
those
nur sagen, unterm Strich
few swordsmen on the
beide sehr
left
gut
to
gemacht.
get to
Laulo
some
dann
safe
im
towers in the
Endeffekt einen
back.
Tick besser, hat den Kampf unten, den Hauptkampf ein bisschen besser bekommen und natürlich mit dem Snipe optimal. Hätten wir am Anfang eher von phottor gedacht, dass sowas mit so einem Snipe-Trupp kommt. Aber ihr habt ja noch ein Spiel Nummer 2. Ich denke, ihr habt sogar schon ein Datum oder ihr wollt direkt später noch ein Spiel machen. Wie sieht es aus?
Hatten wir das nicht eingetragen, sogar direkt im Anschluss? Oder?
Ja, genau.
Also ich hätte jetzt gerne so 15, 20 Minuten kurz Pause, um eine Kleinigkeit zu essen. Und würde dann eigentlich direkt die nächste Runde machen wollen, so um, ja, weiß ich nicht, 10 nach 12, Viertel nach 12, wenn das passt.
Ja, also ist es so, ich habe jetzt einen Termin gleich, aber ich hatte mit Totsch so abgesprochen, dass er den Stream übernimmt und dass ich maximal als Co-Mod dann reingehe. Also ihr werdet auf jeden Fall gestreamt, so wie es aussieht.
Genau,
Ja,
einmal an euch.
phottor wegen der kurzen Pause, ob das passt.
Ja klar, gar kein Thema.
Okay,
Machen wir
so we're gonna do
Viertel nach einfach festhalten als Stichzeitpunkt.
Machen wir so, passt.
okay. So 15 minutes after the next hour mark for wherever you're living is gonna be the next match of those two. And with that, I'm gonna end the cast for this first match for the vote. If anybody Leute is look into the comments, donate there, or any other person here near the link. And yeah, that was this cast. I hope you enjoyed it. Next match is gonna be up in about 25 minutes, and YouTube will hopefully be on the same day if I manage to do that properly. So, bye bye to you all, and till later.